Hi Stitchin friends, welcome to Dixiesamplar Stitchin Studio. I am new to this thing, so hopefully I'll do it correctly. If I don't, I'll try to fix it, but I just wanted to show you some of the things that I've finished, some things I'm working on, and some of the things I have plans to do. And first I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Most of you do know me as Dixiesamplar, but my real name is Terry. I don't care if you call me either one, that's fine. So I live in Alabama. I have been cross-stitching since 1989 when my best friend Michelle showed me how to do it, and I've loved it ever since. So let's just go ahead and get right to it. The first things I'm going to show you are some of my recent finishes. They are not fully finished yet, but hopefully they will be soon. This one is actually it's an LHN, Little House Needleworks. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. This one is called Cardinal Winter. I did this in honor of my grandmother, who has passed away quite a few years back. This will be the finishing fabric, and I think I might try to add one of these two little charms, probably on the back, just to show when it was stitched. So I don't usually use charms, but I thought those were pretty cute. So, yeah. And I don't have the chart for this one. I have looked for it, and I'm not sure what I did with it. I think I might have gifted it to my friend Michelle. Something's on there, just some fuzz. But anyway, that's Cardinal Winter by Little House Needleworks. Okay, the next one is actually, I do have the chart for this one. This one is Arsenic and Old Lace. Let me take it out of the plastic. That way you don't have to have that glare. This one is Arsenic and Old Lace by the Little Stitcher. Now she did hers in muted colors, the blacks. I think there's gray, like a greenish gray, some really pretty colors, but I wanted mine to be a little more vibrant. So I changed the colors up a little bit. Try to just do them as I would visualize the movie being. I know the lighting is horrible in here. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to fix it by the time I do another video. I did not do the bottom portion with the coffins and everything because this was supposed to be a Christmas gift. So it's a little late, but I didn't want to do coffins on a Christmas gift. So that's Arsenic and Old Lace, and this is by the Little Stitcher. Okay. Then I have another Little House Needleworks. I've been, I guess, on a Little House Needleworks kick lately. This one is Home of a Needleworker 2. I did do Needleworker, and yes, I did. It's hanging up over my TV, so I'm not going to take that down for this video. I'll try and show you some of the ones I've done before. But this is Home of a Needleworker 2, Little House Needleworks. I did change some of the colors in this too. You'll find that I don't usually stick to the colors that are in the chart. I try to fit them to what I want. And then here is the finish. This was a whole lot of fun. I enjoy all of Diane's designs. They're very easy to stitch. On this one, I did change the house color. And there was some other color I changed, but I don't remember right off the top of my head. Okay. So there we go. And then those were all finished before Christmas. So those were all 2017 finishes. And then I have a few finishes for 2018. The first one is actually in a series of charts that I'll be doing over the next year or two till I can get them all finished. These are Willow Hill samplings. Kimberly has done a Birth of a Nation series, and it has 5 charts. Betsy Ross, Paul Revere, Washington Crossing the Delaware, Boston Tea Party, and We the People. So I will be stitching each of those, and hopefully having them either framed or mounted in some way that they can be in a grouping. Her charts are so easy to follow. She uses the same colors in just about every one of them, although I did change some of the colors in this one as well. Okay, so that's Betsy Ross by Willow Hill Samplings. And this is the finish. Make sure you can see that all the way. It's pretty big. Let's see, there we go. And unfortunately the lighting shows it as being much yellower than it is. It's more of a creamy color. This was so much fun to stitch. Really enjoyed it. So, and then my last finish up till now is another Little House Needleworks. This was actually a chart pack, came with the threads, which I did not use all the threads. I changed some of them up, and I'll show you which ones I changed in just a moment. But this one is the Needleworker ABCs. And now I can't wait to get the Christmas and the autumn, and then I believe Diane mentioned that she's going to do spring and summer at a later date. So, and I've seen Priscilla's finish and a couple others, and they're just gorgeous. So I have an idea. A friend of mine makes the wooden boards, so she's going to make me a specific style for these to be mounted on. So when I get those done, I'll be back to show you those. But that's Needleworkers ABCs, and you won't be able to see it all in one, unfortunately, because it is very long. The color I changed out was actually the lamb's wool. The antique white I changed for, I think it's called antique lace actually. So I swapped out with lamb's wool, and instead of the X's in the hoop, I did my initials, and then I came down to the lady and did my hair color and my eye color. But other than that, I think everything else is the same. And that was a lot of fun too. Can't wait to do the other ones. Okay, so those are the finishes so far. I do have quite a few whips to share. Oh goodness, let's see where we can get started with that. My current that I worked on today, and I wanted to show you, if you'll see these as I go through it, these project bags. I am hooked on project bags. This one in particular was actually created by Layla Designs. I think it's Layla May Designs, and that is Jennifer Richardson and Kim Gavlik, and both of their mothers. They each of them stitches, and then someone else finishes the whole bag, and they are so well put together. They're just gorgeous. And I love that I can keep my stuff, because I'm very OCD. I can't stand to not have something to put my stuff in. So this one is my little spring pouch for now. And my current work in progress these are not my normal colors, but I have loved this chart for a long time. And I want to make this for my granddaughter, who is in Germany right now, hopefully in time for Easter. And looking at the chart, I realized that I just did the outline of the A and the B in the wrong colors. Well, son of a gun. So I'll be fixing that when I get done. Anyway, here's the start. And I'm using some of the called for threads, but I did change out some. This fabric is actually my own hand dyed, as is most of what you've seen so far. This was vintage fennel, and this is actually 46 count. This is my second dabble on 46, and I'm loving it. I'm primarily a 40 count stitcher, and I do stitch 1/2, and I do the sewing method. That's not quite so easy on 46. I have to do the poke and stab most of the time, but it's still very enjoyable, and it goes really fast. And these are the colors. Most of these are the called for, but I did change out some of them. And they're looking a little yellow and washed out, but they're actually very pretty and vibrant, very springy. So hopefully she will like it, and hopefully I'll get it done in time for Easter. That would be really nice. I'm shooting for at least 2 to 3 letters a day. If I can do that, I think I can have it done. And it is called, I'm not sure I told you what it's called, Spring Alphabet. So, okay. So that's number 1. And I do rotate because I get bored very easily. I'm about to lose my glasses, excuse me. I do rotate, not really on any specific schedule, just whenever I get tired of working on something, I switch them out. So this one is actually made by Carolina Stitcher, Faye Rigsby. Many of you know her and have bought things from her. And this has a little bit of a backstory. The cross stitch was actually from a very dear blogging and Facebook friend of mine, Dina West Parsley. Hi, Dina. She stitched this design for me in I think it was one of my harvest giveaways, one of the haunted harvest. I should have told you, I guess, that I host a exchange page on Facebook, and I did it on my blog before I started on Facebook. And so she was my exchange partner once, and she created this for me, and unfortunately the frame that it was in got knocked off and broken, so I didn't want to lose the piece, so I sent it to Faye, and she made this gorgeous bag out of it. So I love it, and I keep most of my Halloween and fall stuff in here. So this one is a Halloween piece, and I'm a Halloween nut. I love Halloween. And this is actually, and I don't have the cover, so I'm going to be very careful not to show the chart, but this is actually Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. Okay, I don't want to show you the chart, but this was actually my first foray into 46 count, and I just love it. It is so much fun. So this is Away We Ride, and these are the colors. Love these colors. Now this is more my style. This and patriotic, and so I like those. Okay, so that's Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. And then this one's a long time work in progress. I've been working on this for about 2 years, off and on, and I really do need to get back to it, as it is to honor my father's family. And this has a pretty big backstory, but I'm not going to go into that today, but I will. I'm sorry, these glasses are driving me nuts, but I have to have them to see small things. Okay, so this has a little bit of a backstory, which I will share with you in another video, because that's going to take too long. But I did want to show you my progress and the design. This is a sampler, and it's actually a family commemorative sampler. And it's gorgeous. It's coming together really nicely. And I have chosen to do this one on, or with silks. So I did a silk conversion, and these are the colors. It's got some gorgeous golds and greens, and then of course Sister Scarlet is one of my favorite reds. And this is all the Belle Soie silks and thread gatherers. And it is being stitched on 40 count straw by Weeks Dye Works. So let's see if you can, it's big, so I'll have to, so far all I've done is trying to finish up the border. I want to make sure the border matches before I start anything else. So that's that one. And I really do need to get back to it. I'd like to have this done and give it to my father. So unfortunately, most of you're supposed to put the initials in the top portion of the sampler up here, and you put the initials of those who have passed, of course, in the black. And unfortunately for him, most of that's going to be in the black thread, as he does not have very many older family members still living with us. So, but I'll make it work. Maybe I'll fit in the youngsters in amongst the elders to change up the colors. So that's and the sampler is called Janet Irving. Okay, so that's that one. And then Need to hurry up here. I have a lot of, let me see, is this a, okay, so now these are all, that's all of the works in progress I have. These are the ones that I have planned to work on throughout 2018. So we will start with these two little ones. I love Country Rustic. Jenny and her sister Shelly. Shelly's business is Primitive Stitchin', and they do small, quick and easy designs. And so this one is He Is Risen, and I'll take it out of the plastic again. Should have done that beforehand. As you can see, it just has the cross, and I'm going to do this for my mother. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it yet, but I think I'm going to do it on this blue that I did. And I think this was, it's either Spring Mist or, oh, I can't remember now. Anyway, and then I'm going to do purple, since the robe is always purple on Easter. So I thought she would like that. And then hopefully I have an Easter or a spring exchange that's ongoing right now, so I have to get started on this as well. But this is going to be the exchange piece that I do. And this is Merry Spring 1805. And I will do it on this fabric. I have not pulled the thread yet, but that's the fabric I plan to do it on. This is a 40, I do believe. Yes, it's a 40 count. Yep. So there's that one. And let's see. Oh, and Priscilla and Chelsea have got me wanting to do the Lantern Lane. I had sold the chart previously because I had decided I wasn't going to do it. Then I saw theirs, the sale they have going on, and I just had to go and get it again. So Lantern Lane is also in my to-do for this year. And I will do the silks. It's just gorgeous. So I'll have to dye up a really special piece for this one. And I'm not sure if I want to do it on 40 or 46. I'm kind of looking at the 46, but I need to see how big that'll be. I like small. But so that's one that's on the agenda. And then last but not least is another Birth of a Nation. And this year I'm hoping to do Paul Revere's Ride. And again, this is by Willow Hill Samplings. And there are 3 more after this, once I finish this one. And I had dyed a whole yard of fabric for these so that they're all on the same fabric. And then I'm using all the same colors. So it's the patriotic colors and some of the springy colors. So it's really pretty. And it's the same fabric that the other one is done on, but you can maybe see it a little better this way. It is, let's see if I can get a good representation. That's about, yeah, that's about what it looks like. It's a nice creamy tan yellow color, but there's really not a lot of yellow to it. But I call it vellum. It reminds me of an old transcript that I had to review when I was doing my master's thesis. So that's pretty much it for anything I've got going on. Or of course there's always little ones I slip in throughout the year when I see something I just have to do, but that's pretty much all of those. And then I got quite a bit of spending cash for Christmas, so I did what any decent stitcher would do, and I went shopping. And having watched all the floss tube videos that I have in the last 3 or 4 months since my friends Joyce and April turned me on to this stuff, everybody seems to be really into the LHN charts, so I kind of went crazy with those. Especially seeing how Priscilla finishes hers up so beautifully. I thought, well, we'll give it a try. So I went out and purchased all of the Hometown Holiday series. So I have all of those. The ones that she's done up till now, I still need the newest one, the Needle Workshop, and then any future ones, of course. So I believe there are 14 here, and I am going to wait till they're all done to start stitching them, because I'm sure that whatever I decide to do, it's going to include all of them. Then the next one, I'm as my name implies, I'm a huge sampler fan, so I of course had to go with her ABC Samplers charts. Love the fact that they all have a little bit of alphabet and a house. Love that. So I've got all of those as well. Oh, I had them in order, but that's okay. We'll fix it later. So I got all of those. And I'm also a die-hard American Revolutionary history buff, and also love anything patriotic. So I had to buy all of the early American series. And I know there's going to be a bit of a glare. I'm just not even going to worry about taking it out. You've probably all seen them. So I've got all of those. So these and the ABC Samplers might end up being in my rotation for this year. I'm just not sure. But the Hometown Holidays will definitely have to wait until those last ones are created. And then, yes, I did jump right on the bandwagon with the new series coming out, the Farm series, and the first one is already on its way from what I call my local needle workshop. She's actually in North Alabama, and I'm in South Alabama. But, you know, you go where you have to go to get what you need to get. And years ago, when I was blogging pretty heavily, I was friends with a lady named Karen, who's from the Netherlands, and I'm not even going to try and butcher her last name. But she had done a Country Cottage Needleworks vintage Christmas pattern. And when I ordered it, because I loved Karen's version of it, but when I ordered it and got it in, it kind of threw me for a minute, because this is what it looks like. Now that's gorgeous, I won't deny that, but those are not my colors. So I had a little freak out moment, went and searched for Karen's again, and then found that she had done a conversion, and I must have missed that part of her blog. So I calmed down and I went ahead and I switched out the colors to what I would like. And I did start it. I didn't remember starting it, but apparently I did. And this was the little bit that I got going. It is a dark burned red. I think the red and the blues are Victorian Motto sampler threads. And then the other 2 or 3 colors are either gassed or crescent colors. And I have the conversion written down somewhere. I just have to find out where I put it. I'm usually much better at keeping things together, but I don't know what I did with this one. And I will hopefully finish this one this year, before next Christmas. Might throw it in there with the Lantern Lane so I don't forget it again. But that was the part of my Christmas purchases. So let's see if that, oh, yep, there it is. See, I knew I had it somewhere. This is my conversion. So cool beans. Glad to see that I have that. So pretty much that's it for now. Hopefully I probably will not post one of these videos as often as others do. I'm looking at maybe once a month. And maybe by then I'll have some significant progress to show you. And I think that's about it. So, yep, I think that's it. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by and taking a gander. I have loved watching all of your videos. I've been binging on most of them, trying to catch up with everybody. Apparently I've missed quite a bit. Excuse me. But I've really enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll enjoy my video. If I continue to do this, I will try to do a better job next time. But that's all for now. Thanks. Happy stitching.